Hello. Hey guys, we're getting ready to start here in just a second. I could hum the Jeopardy theme song, but I won't. I won't do that to you all. All right, we're going to wait 60 more seconds. I see that we've got like 13 people on here. So buckle up, guys. We're getting ready to start soon, I promise. By the way, as you see in the background, there's going to be some fascinating folks walking in and past. I'm here with Heather as my wingman today. So we're getting ready to rock and roll here in just a second. In fact, we're going to wait 30 more seconds. Okay, so I guess we're going to get started. My name is MeMe Ratliff. I am originally from Eastern Kentucky, Johnson County, grew up in Paintsville, and now I work in the big city in Louisville. I, um, I am at MeMe3RAT on Twitter, and my professional handle that I use is JCPS Forward, which is an organic teacher leadership model that aims to connect all the teachers in Jefferson County. I am coming to you live from Ahiny Brothers on Bardstown Road with Heather. We've had some other folks who've been popping in and out today. So here we go. We're going to dive right into Twitter 101, to tweet or not to tweet. I've got to say that anytime I talk about Twitter 101, I always like to say that I started to use Twitter to follow the Kardashians. I'm still kind of fascinated by them, but we won't go into that. It was back in 2011. No, 2011. And I started interacting and I started following famous people, and Twitter was a novelty. And it was about a year into Twitter that I started to realize that there were other physical educators out there. I am a hardcore PE teacher, and so my body fell apart. So I started to realize that there was a hashtag on Twitter, and it was phys ed. So it was hashtag phys ed. And I started to interact with folks. I started to learn a lot. Unfortunately, at the time, there were people in like London, England, and New South Wales, and things of that nature. Weren't a lot of people from Kentucky that were tweeting on physical education, so I decided that was one of the first things that I wanted to do. I have since not followed the Kardashians anymore, so I still check in on them from time to time. I have completely personalized Twitter to be my professional learning network. I have met so many amazing people throughout this experience. I have found my tribe. Actually, I found a couple of different tribes, and I have made my Twitter experience into a concise, like just powerful tool of collaboration and connectivity. So one of the first things we're going to try to do today is to look at what the fuss is all about. And I feel like we've already covered that. We don't have a lot of time on this session. We're going to go into 10 or 201 in my next session. But today we're going to look at how to create an account. Now, hopefully you've already created an account. I will say that some folks always ask me, should I use professional versus personal? I'm going to say I use my professional account because it's easier to type. And I chose a Twitter account. I chose a Twitter name that was really easy for folks to follow. So I'm going to take you to my, oh, look, there's Mike or Adam Watson right there. But I'm going to take you to my Twitter page. I use my Twitter, personal Twitter, to do lots and lots of engaging across Kentucky, across the nation. I have a lot of followers. I follow a few folks. I've tweeted out a lot, but I wanted to make my username something that folks knew. So all across social media, I'm at MeMe3RAT, whether it's Boxer or Instagram or any of those things. Some folks, if Twitter picks a handle for you, you might be M Ratliff 8675309 or H Warrell 502-724-5555. So you can always go back in. If you choose a name from Twitter, you can change it. We'll talk about that at the end. Don't make it too long. I typically say something that's catchy and people can remember pretty easily. And you can create an account on your phone or on the web. The symbols are basically going to be the same for anything that you do. And as we delve into this session, I'm going to talk just symbols, not a lot of the words. I'll explain what they mean, but when I teach this, I always talk about the magnifying glass a lot. So be ready for that. So if you're looking at the symbols on Twitter, the main two are the @ and the hashtag. The username or the person is the who. Now, it might be a person like me, MeMe3Rat. It might be an organization like @JCPS Board, @JCPSKY. It could be @GatesEd. But that is the user on Twitter. The hashtag is the topic. When I first started using Twitter, I was all about the who or the username, and now I'm all about the what for the topic. In fact, there's only two people in my world that I really get notifications for when they tweet. So today's hashtag, as you've seen, is KentuckyGoDigital. There's also several across the state. There's KY Tech Chat. There's JCPS Chat. Heather, you have any other good ones?
Oh, there's so many good ones. I like right now JCPS Keeper Learning DL.
JCPS DL is a good one, yes. You can Google educational hashtags and you will be amazed at all of the hashtags that are around. It's just incredible through content, through passion project. Hashtag PBL is a good one, hashtag SEL. So I'm sure that if you're on here and Heather's, if you guys have any to share out on the chat box, go ahead and do that now. So the first big symbol that we're going to talk about is the magnifying glass. Now, if you're on your phone right now, your magnifying glass is down at the bottom. If you are on the web, your magnifying glass is going to. When you find the magnifying glass, you can search for people's usernames using the @ like I have @JCPSKY. You can use the hashtags. Hopefully today you're following @KYGoDigital. And you could also follow common names. So let's try a common name now. Let's search for BONALDTRUMP, even though we won't get into that. If I just search for his name in the magnifying glass, I'm going to come up to some different things. I can search for all the people named that and find somebody to follow that way. I could also search for a person by their Twitter handle. So if I wanted to follow Heather, I could go to @Heather Warrell because I know her, and there she is. I could also follow the KYGoDigital hashtag. Now, one of the most important things when you get to the KYGoDigital hashtag or when you're searching a hashtag is you need to follow latest. If I just go to the search, the top tweet that they're going to show us from 7 hours ago by Heather, there have probably been 2,000 tweets since then. You need to click latest, and that's going to be an up-to-date. So the last person that posted 1 minute ago was Stella Pollard. So when you are using a magnifying glass, remember that you've got those three choices. If you can't get to your magnifying glass on your phone and you're trying to find it, I always say keep on clicking your picture or your profile picture in the top left, and it will eventually take you to the magnifying glass. So the home row keys. The home row keys, the symbols, I call them the birdhouse, the bell, and the envelope. The birdhouse is your home. If you go to the birdhouse on your web page right now, if you open up a new tab, that's going to take you to the feed of all of the people that you follow, and it's also going to have your information, give you some folks to follow, and find some trends in your area. If you look, we're trending right now on Twitter, which is really cool in Louisville. So the birdhouse is always home. If you can't find the birdhouse on your phone, remember to keep on hitting on your face, and it will take you back and forth between all the screens on your Twitter account. So you can always find the birdhouse on your phone as well. Your bell is basically a notification anytime somebody interacts with any of the anything that you tweet. So you could, anytime somebody retweets or likes or does anything, comments, you are going to get little bells. So since the last time that I checked my notifications, I've got 4 little bells, and I can go check them by clicking. Look, Heather, we're famous. 21 people have liked a photo that we were tagged in. I can scroll down and see that my good friend Lindsay Nottingham had retweeted something that we were in, and I've also gotten some new followers. So that is your jam. You can also go, I have to go here a lot because I get a lot of notifications. You can also toggle over and look at mentions, and those are going to be when people mention you by name. So you can see that Heather and Missy Calloway and then Katie Rupp have all been mentioning me by name this morning. The last one of these that I want to talk to you and spend some time about is your envelope or your messages. That's just like an email or just like your Facebook inbox messages. Anytime you get a notification on your envelope, it means that somebody's trying to talk to you privately. So you don't have to worry about that being shared. Someone always asks about the lightning bolt when you're on your computer. And so moments, I officially Googled this last night because I really had no clue what to say. Moments are tweets that are stitched together by one user. So for example, I've been looking at IHOB this morning. So IHOB has decided to set 3 or 4 tweets together and create a moment. You can create moments yourself. I don't. I don't know why. Do you ever create moments, Heather?
No, I've never done that.
Heather's not created a moment either. So we should try. Yes, I think I'm going to try later on today to create a moment. I'm going to check and see if I can find out where my chat box is and see if I can see what's going on here. Aha. My gosh, look at all the chat box going in here. Woo. All right. So let's get back to business. You have your home row keys. Those are between your at, so your who, and the hashtag or your what. Those are the main symbols that you're going to need to be able to rock and roll with Twitter. I will also say that I have never had any formal training on Twitter. I'm an
extreme enthusiast.
I'm an extreme enthusiast. I call myself a self-made MeMe instead of like a self-made man. I'm a self-made MeMe.
MeMe is almost like meme.
So let's discuss this for a minute. Let's stop my screen sharing for a moment. So do you want to have like a Q&A? Like, yes. If you want to know about MeMe?
Yes.
There was a Beatles song back when I was young, and it was called Michelle My Belle. Now that's my middle name. I never go by Michelle.
Robin is your middle name.
Robin is my first name. I get called that in doctor's offices and if I'm in trouble with my parents.
Yep.
And so Michelle was my middle name. I couldn't say that My grandmother loved the Beatles, and she would go around singing "Michelle, My Belle." They call me Bouncy Baby because I jumped in my baby bed so often, and I would say me, 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 me. You may hear others, including Missy Calloway, say that it's because I am spoiled that I'm called Mimi, but that in fact is not the case. I am Emmy with capital M's because of the Beatles.
Yeah.
Any other life shattering questions that you need?
No, I just always, when I read it, I read meme, but that's okay.
You know there are Mimi memes floating around the internet.
Yes.
That was a bitter pill when I saw my first Mimi meme, but now also when people ask me, they're like, "Are you meme or Ratliff?" I'm like, "Hell no, they're two capital
Heck
M's."
no.
Okay.
No. So for the viewers out there, would you ask them to share their Twitter handles on our chat so we can be sure to follow them?
Yes. Look at that. I'm on like two screens at one time. It's really confusing.
Yeah. So
All right, we're going to get back to business now,
what are
though.
your Twitter handles?
All right. So we've gone back to home row. And now we're going to talk about interacting with a tweet. So when somebody tweets, there are a few different options that you can use. And I pulled up one from Kelly Ralston from last night and did a screenshot of it. And so if you look, looks like a little text button, 2 arrows, a heart, and an envelope. Now we've already discussed the envelope. That's if I wanted to interact and send Kelly a private message, I would use the envelope. If I wanted to say, hey, this is a great tweet, I could like and click on the heart, just like I do on Facebook. But there's a cool feature that Twitter does. If you like something, Twitter keeps an actual record of everything that you've liked. So in my time on Twitter, I have liked approximately 9,215 tweets. So if I wanted to go back through there, I could find them and scroll all the way back to the beginning. So if you're in a chat and you see something that's really cool, you don't just hit like to let that person know that you like what they're saying. You're going to click like because you can come back and visit it. The 2 arrows is retweet, and you have 2 options with a retweet. You can simply just retweet it by clicking the retweet, or you could go in and type something. If I were typing to Kelly right now, I might say something like, I'm having a great time hosting a session at hashtag KYGoDigital. And I would make sure that I use the same hashtag so I would show up into the feed. I retweet with a quote if it's something that I really want to help that person out and get them more awareness. If it's something that I just think, oh, that's a cool tweet, I'll retweet it. And then the comment box is always, I'm just going to respond to her. It will also respond to anybody else she's tagged. So if she's tagged my buddy Heather over here and that tweet said at Heather Orrell somewhere in it, if I responded to Kelly, I would also be responding to Heather. We are going super fast. I want to make sure that everybody is keeping up. And if you have questions that you want to follow up with me after this, you could always go and send me a message, direct message. I'm never off the grid. I can respond to you, or you can add it in the chat box, and we'll get to them in a minute. So that's interacting with the tweet. People get really confused about this. I think some people don't understand the commenting function. And so just remember, if you're going to comment or you're going to retweet with a quote and you want it to show up on a thread or a hashtag feed, you have to remember to add that hashtag. In fact, every tweet that I have shared today, I think has had the KYGoDigital hashtag. So, Adam Watson says,
this also means everyone else can see what you like. They are public.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Tammy says, be very careful of who you are reaching to.
Yes. Yes. So I, in general, don't retweet a lot of tweets unless I have clicked on a link, unless I know that person. I will kind of, if I've never interacted with them before, I will always do a little sniff of their Twitter page and kind of see what they look like. I once got in trouble for retweeting a person that looked like a teacher. This was several years ago when I just got on Twitter, and it was not a teacher. And they had some not quite safe for public consumption things on their Twitter feed. So I made sure that I went back and deleted that. You can always go back and delete a tweet. But remember what happened to our president. If you make a mistake and people screenshot it or retweet it, that is still going to be out there. So now let's create a tweet. So I love symbols. So if you are on your laptop or on your laptop, you have the tweet button. If you're on a phone, you have this little feather over here with a plus sign. And in both cases, it's going to ask what's happening. So I am going to challenge each of you in just a second. I'm going to give you a few more seconds to find one of those on either your desktop, laptop, or your phone. And I'm going to ask you to create a tweet that is talking about today's event. So I want you to create a tweet, and in your tweet, you have to have the hashtag KYGoDigital. So we're going to practice that now. Just tweet out anything that you want, even if it's my kid fell asleep during a KYGoDigital session, or like this is the greatest thing ever. Heather and MeMe for president. Tell us where you are. Tell us what you tweet. So I'm going to put having a blast sitting at a Tiny Brothers. Learning at a Tiny Brothers. I'm going to say leading and learning. And learning at KYGoDigital. So I tagged the Heidi Brothers because I'm here. So I put their username and it's in blue. And then I also have the hashtag of KYGoDigital. And I'm going to go ahead and tweet that out now. And so we're going to go look for it. Remember, I said that you can use your magnifying glass to search for anything. And you have to click latest. Oh, Adam Watson said something about me. So I'm going to like it. And because I think he's awesome and he called me awesome, no offense, I'm just going to go retweet it or maybe quote tweet back at you, Adam. What's going to happen when I tweet this is Adam's username is already in there. So Adam is going to already get this and get a notification on his little bell. We got Jim McGlone. Look at all these people that are using this hashtag today. That's how you create a tweet. You always just find that button and it'll ask you what's happening. And you have 280 characters to find out what's happening. I use hashtags in almost all of my tweets, unless I'm just directly talking to someone. So I just said Adam Watson. There have been times when I have reached out and totally asked Adam a question, and I didn't put a hashtag in it because I just wanted it to go to Adam. Most of the time, I use hashtags because I'm always following different threads. We got anybody else right now looking at questions?
37 people.
37 people? Yes. Boom. That's so something I like to say.
Right now.
Yes.
We're all looking at the hashtag.
All right. So let's go. Here we go. Rob Falk. Lori Collins. ESL Pro Tammy Crowder. Nancy Robertson. Ooh, second grade classroom. Nice. I have no idea what that is, but I'm not even going to go there. Increase your Twitter followers. You know what I told Heather? That you know that you've got a good hashtag when people are trying to get awareness and share things on it. I think that goes back to what Adam said earlier. Always be careful what you're retweeting. All right, so it looks like we have 5 minutes left in this. So I'm going to spin along here to profile pimping. I do like to use that word sometimes. When you go to someone's profile and you look at them, this is what they want you to know about them. And you have 160 characters. The first thing I want you to know about me is that I'm WBT's mom. So my son is named William Burton Titlow. And on most of my things, I have that I'm his mom. So I want that to be the first thing you know. I say that what I do, and I also have linked to some organizations or some people. So I linked to JCPS Forward because I'm the co-founder, and I linked to JCPS KY because that is the district that I work in. I always tell folks in JCPS that to say that you maybe are a third grade teacher in, and then put the link to your school, and then put in your county. High school math teacher at Fern Creek High School, or middle school principal at Night Middle. And always, instead of just listing those things, put the link to them. And I also have hashtags. I have 3 hashtags that I use a lot. I have hashtag JCPS, hashtag JCPSDL, and KYGoDigital. And FYI, Heather, I put that last because it gets its own line. It's not because I like it the least. I wanted to get that its own line. If you've already got a website or you're already doing something else, I always suggest that you put that on there. And then I do have a banner that I love. And it's kind of like creating your banner on Facebook. You want it to like fit in that time frame. This is me dancing on stage with some leaders of the Gates Foundation and some folks in Kentucky. And so my profile picture is my Gates Ed when I was with their Teacher Advisory Council. The best picture that's ever been taken of me ever. I'll be 85 years old, and this will still be my profile pic. And this is probably the coolest picture ever taken of me, one of them. And so this will usually be, probably always be my Twitter banner. So there's a difference between your profile and your settings. I was just leading a PD on Wednesday, and some folks were given a username from Twitter, and they wanted to go in and figure out how to change their actual username. Or they were getting 50 emails a day from Twitter, and they just started it up because so many people were sending them notifications. So to change all the nuts and bolts and all the important stuff, you'll need to go to privacy and settings. If you're on your computer right now, you can look to your left. And if you're using a phone or on the app, you can go to your right. And here, if you play around, you can change your username. If you've got a lock, or you've ever seen folks with a lock, that means their account is locked and nobody can see them. You can unlock, or I guess lock your account if you wanted to. You can make it so you could be tagged in photos. And best thing ever, I'm going to go to it right now. You can make it so you don't get a million emails. So you'll want to go to email notifications and turn them off, make sure they're disabled. That's one of the biggest beefs that people that just start with Twitter tell me. So your next steps, which I hope most of you guys have probably already done, I want you to go and search for KYGoDigital. And it might not be now because it is like a massive thing. I'm going to go tonight and probably in the morning and go back and start reading through the tweets. If I find cool folks that I want to follow, I'm going to follow them. I'm going to like their tweets. I'm going to reach out and comment. I'm going to stop screen sharing now. I love you, friend.
I love you, friend.
So like I say, I've never, I kind of just winged into Twitter, and it has become like something I'm pretty decent at. And it's kind of like riding a bicycle. Most of the time it's not as hard as what people think it is. And then you get better.
You do.
Or like swimming, like you don't ever jump off the diving board, the high dive. You just keep on working on it. It is okay to lurk on Twitter for a while and just follow folks, or creeping
and lurking. Even if you don't contribute, learning
much
and
different.
lurking.
So yeah, it's much different on Twitter than what it is from Facebook. I know that people say lurking on Facebook, and that's kind of like something shady. You want to see who they're really dating or something like that. I'm around.
So, real quick, a couple things. MeMe, Adam Watson says that your audience has doubled since you began. And Melody Stacy says one of her Twitter rules is I follow back any educator who follows me.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can hear me or not. And
you should be able to.
Laura Schneider says, love you, MeMe.
Aw. Aw. No. Mad love, Laura Schneider. Mad love. So I think that is our time for this first session. So I'm going to be, my next session is called Getting Chatty, which is something I like to do. But we're going to run a simulated Twitter chat and learn how to add links and photos and things like that into your tweets. And I know there are several other fabulous sessions. You can't go wrong with any of them. So please DM me or email me. My information is, let me share my stuff back real quick before I let you go, just in case you need me. Here it is. My information. So there it is. I will see some of you in a few minutes.
So I just got a question real quick,
Sure.
Mimi, about the sessions.
Yes.
So we're going to archive all of the sessions on the KYGoDigital channel after the virtual regional event. So you'll have the power.
Good, because there were several that I want to have.
I'm tweeting her back right now.
Okay. Peace out, peeps. See you on the flip side.
Bye.